Good afternoon. We'll call this meeting of the Board of Zoning and Adjustment to order. We're in Nolens, Minnesota. It's Thursday, July 27th, 2017, 4 p.m. Item 1, to approve the minutes from the June 29th meeting.
So
moved.
second.
Got a motion and a second approving them as presented. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 2A, it's a public hearing. Consider the application of Brent and Nicole Johnson for a variance to construct a new home and attached garage with a portion of the garage located into the 30-foot setback area following the curve of the road. The front corner of the garage would be located 7 feet into the 30-foot setback on the property legally described as Lot 14, Block 4, Dakota West Edition, street address 2301 Bend Circle. Staff, want to say anything on that one first, or?
Sure. As stated, the address is 2301 Bend Circle. It is zoned R1, Single Family Residential District. And being the location of, on the curve of the streets that the front yard regulations are, there should be a front yard having a depth of not less than 30 feet. Unless more than the frontage of the same side of the street between two intersecting streets is improved with dwellings that are observed of lesser depth of front yard, which this is a new development, new structure being built. So we have 2 front yard setbacks and 2 side yard setbacks with this piece of property. As stated, the applicant would like to move the house and garage 18 feet farther forward on the lot, and there was put a small section of the single stall part of the garage approximately 7 feet into the setback area. And in your package, you have a drawing of the way the house and garage is set following the 30-foot setback, and then another drawing showing the house and the garage moved up that 18 feet, showing what part of that garage would be in the 30-foot setback area. As the city code states, there should be 2 front yard setbacks in the corner of intersecting streets. The applicant did receive a variant or a vacation of a utility easement of 12.5 feet in March of 2016 to allow for a side yard setback. And on those drawings, you see where that setback has occurred, where the house is abutting that 10-foot setback. And then also in your packet is some ground photos of the area and an overhead view of the property, which now is, instead of gravel road, is curb and guttered. Any questions?
Okay. This is a public hearing, so anyone that wishes to speak on the matter, would please come up to the microphone and state your name and address. And
I'm Brent Johnson, the owner of that property. The front of my house follows the 30-foot setback, and the right side of my house, as you can see in the picture, follows the right side setback. So it's just the corner of the garage crossing that curve of the setback. So that's 7 feet, I think. That's what you said.
Yeah, approximately 7 feet.
And the reason we want it is a bigger backyard, obviously. And my wife does daycare as well, so we will use that yard for her purpose a lot, as well as our kids. But yeah, so that's where we stand on that. That's really all I got for that. Thanks.
okay, anyone else wish to speak? Did we get any written comments or thing from any other of the residents in the area?
Nothing was received, no.
Nothing.
Nope.
Has this been reviewed with your neighbors? What you want to do?
I haven't spoken to anyone. We don't have a neighbor on the left side. Yeah, I haven't spoken to anyone. I don't even know when the neighbors out here yet. Like I said, it still meets the 30 in the front and side, so it's not Just that curb corner is one spot.
with the road and then the second road down to the other house that does play havoc with that lot. Any concerns about view and anything going on with that?
You mean you're thinking for turning you
Yeah.
wise?
You put another house in there, the view for this one, the view for that one, and people going in here, whatever.
I mean for traffic.
Yes.
I
I'm just
guess-
asking a question.
I'm just I'd have to ask staff how wide is the road going in? Is it a standard 60-foot wide road?
Yes.
the right of way.
Standard.
Yep.
So you're probably looking at a 40-foot paved surface, 10-foot boulevards.
Mm-hmm. Yes, question for staff. Have we done anything else in the Dakota West Edition as far as variances for any of the other corners? Are we familiar?
Not to my knowledge, I don't believe we've done anything.
But we've had unique situations with this development with other lots. Not necessarily with the 30-foot rule, but side yards and setbacks. We've done some utility easements and
Not,
No.
I don't
I
think we've
don't-
granted any variance.
I don't believe of
No
anything up
variances.
there that they've,
We did a simple lot division
okay.
for Mike Crawl. And early on, we did we split a lot down in the, in the other cul-de-sac.
I do have a little reservations. This is a brand-new development, so the lots were all laid out, and people that bought them know what the lots were and what they wanted to put on them. Once we start in this division, we've just set a precedence. And so we need to be sure that whatever we do correctly, hopefully.
correct.
Are there
I mean,
any other options on your house so we would not have to add a variance?
As far as the size and the way, I mean, you can turn and then take on that whole yard, 'cause it's a long, narrow lot, so, and I want it to face the houses up top. I want the ravine to be my backyard, so that's, for my plan, that's the best I can come up with, and I don't really wanna slide it back 18 more feet, which would be extremely long driveway besides, so, I guess I'm just trying to see what we can do here.
Sure.
There was one house up there that we had to deal with an easement that they were too close to that had to get redesigned.
That was by the alley, wasn't it?
Correct, yeah.
And then we allowed that to be closer because it was
They
a,
redu-
it was
they
a
re-
vacated alley.
They redesigned the house to stay back off the easement. That,
Could you enlighten me? You mentioned something about an easement was resolved on this property?
correct, along the, if you look at the drawings here where it shows that 10-foot setback, the property line, it's 10 feet off the property line. The original easement on there was 22 and a half feet on each side of the property line for a 45-foot utility easement. And the owner came and they vacated 12 and a half feet of the easement on that side of the property to allow for a 10-foot setback.
Over here.
At one time, the city had envisioned that perhaps storm sewer would go down the ravine from the road. And it turned out that the storm sewer went down where the cul-de-sac is. So a portion of that easement area could be vacated. I expect when the subdivision was originally laid out and that easement area was granted, that it was envisioned that the house would face to the south rather than the direction it currently faces. It would face more towards Bent Circle.
Mhm. Even
I do have reservations about granting this, but it is not a through street or anything else, so it's kind of like,
not like you're gonna have a lot of traffic, and you're gonna have one more house across the street if I'm looking at, is that correct? Would there
Correct,
be
we could have-
one more lot across the street there?
would be across the street to the south and
South,
across the
yeah.
street to the east also. There's one lot there.
Sure.
Because, yeah, there is a vacated alley that would come in, or a street that's laid out coming into Ben's off of Cottonwood through.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still happening? I thought I was told that. That one's getting
I don't know for sure if that's going away or
I
not.
think, no, that street will remain there, just in case that property owner should ever decide that they wanted to further subdivide the Youngkins property, so then it's available to serve that purpose.
And if I'm correct looking at this, even if you would downsize your garage to a two-stall, you'd still be right in the right of way at 23 feet. And I guess, it's a special circumstance. I feel that, I understand where you want to maximize your backyard square footage is what I'm understanding.
And I also want to review the
Yeah.
which is the case for most people that have a review option.
Mhm.
Well, in most cases, these are done on some special circumstance. I guess just liking to have a little bigger backyard is not a special circumstance, as long as it's an open lot. That's my concern. And again, whatever we do, remember that there's gonna be some more development up there, and once we set the precedence, you can't walk away from it, so. I would like to see if there's more options available in some way to use the lot. That's my preference.
Mr. Johnson, you're saying that if you moved it to get to the 30 foot with the corner, you'd have to go back 18 feet? Is that what that's the bare bones?
So then the front would be 48 feet off that'd be 48 feet back. which
Sure.
is- I don't want my house in the center of the lot, really.
Then you'd have 48 feet of driveway then also.
And like I said, my wife is using that backyard for her business as well, so it's not.
You plan on fencing that in?
Oh, if she has, if it's called for her daycare, I'm sure we'll have to do something there. Otherwise, no. Unless we do maintenance or eventually homes to or something.
Your thoughts?
This is a difficult.
It's not an easy one.
No.
I'd like to see the property to get developed also. And
Yeah, and this whole development
and
up there.
looks like a,
I am building at the end of August here, so it's all set in stone, so hopefully I don't have to change the plans
okay,
a ton. Or at all.
sure.
You also have the option, it's, you don't have to go necessarily all the way, you can go part of the way. I mean, there's,
I don't think
you
that
could do
little
it
bit's gonna make a difference.
incrementally, or, so that's,
Yeah. Have we done this in any other developments in the community? As far as for a new development?
well, typically when you're dealing with, with a new lot, with a vacant lot, but it's also unusual to have, we don't have a lot of curved streets like this.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
That's different too.
So we could say that's our special circumstance, is we're dealing with,
We could,
curved
we
road.
could,
You've got you got front and side yard setbacks on this property.
Correct.
we could use as a special circumstance is the area, we got a ravine on one end, is not gonna be developed around there. You got a ravine over to the west, that road is already there, there will nothing be, one more lot. You got one lot to the east side that could come with some. But other than that, everything is all developed,
And it's not a narrower.
not a through street or anything, so.
It's not a narrower road, it's a standard 60-foot wide road, so you're still gonna be able to see going around.
Well, and it's not an intersection.
No,
Correct.
It's not an intersection.
You aren't gonna get through traffic.
No.
This whole development up there is a special circumstance to a certain extent.
Correct.
I'd make a motion to approve the variance.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approving the variance as requested.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, any other discussion? For me, I need a question for the staff. Were the neighbors of these people notified of this request by mail or something?
By public notice in the paper,
Public notice in the paper,
correct.
okay? Right? Any other discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. This will go to the city council
August
August-
1st.
Huh?
August 1st.
August 1st. So I strongly recommend you be there. Okay?
What's the time on that?
4:30.
4:30.
4:30. And this is just a recommendation for the council.
Same room.
Same room.
Same room.
Thank you.
Right.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Item 2B, consider the application of Mary Ann Gunmeyer for a variance to reduce the required lot size to accommodate the sale of approximately 5 foot of the side yard of property to allow for the required setback of a garage addition on the property at 801 North Minnesota Street. The required lot size is 4,000 square feet, and the lot would be reduced to 3,750 square feet for the property legally described as the rear 80 feet of Lot 1, Block 133, north of Center Street, street address 810 8th North.
Quick correction on that, it is North Washington Street. There was a misprint on the,
No.
it got changed on the computer. As stated, this is at 810 8th North. The property is zoned R2, single and two-family residential district. The lot area regulations for that zoning district is a corner lot in which is erected a single-family home shall have not less than 4,000 square feet. The applicant would like to sell 5 feet of the property to the owner at 801 North Washington Street to accommodate a garage addition that has been built. The city requires the residential that not less than 4,000 square feet. With the sale of the 5 feet, the lot area would be reduced down to 3,750 square feet. The lot sizes are approximately 80 by 50 on the rear half, and the front half is 85 by 50. As stated, both property owners thought the division of their properties was the assumed lot line, and it is not. And is in your packet, there are some pictures, overhead pictures and ground pictures of what the neighbors assumed the lot line was at the time the garage was added onto. It wasn't until later when they came to stake it for the new approach curb cut that it was found out that the lot line, the garage is built about 1.5 feet or 2 feet off of the lot line. So staff was notified of this, and discussion was held with Ms. Grunmeyer and the neighbor at 801 North Washington, and Ms. Grunmeyer offered up sale of the 5 feet of her property to accommodate the garage setback.
So the one lot would be just a little bit smaller than what is required, and the other would be a little larger now.
Correct, yeah. The rear half would be at 3,750 instead of the 4,000 that it is at now.
Anything else?
Nope.
This is a public hearing. Anybody that wishes to speak on the matter, please speak up to the microphone, state your name and address. One more time, anyone wish to speak? If not, we'll close the public hearing and move on. What would your wishes?
Just so I'm clear, the building is all done. It's just that we've got, so
Correct.
this is an ask for forgiveness instead of permission?
Correct. When inspections department went out, they were pointed out to where the lot line was assumed to be. Looking at where it was, no red flags came up that this would be not where the lot line would be. As you can see, there was already an existing guarding shed back there. So like I said, it wasn't discovered till they did the additional curb cut to accommodate for the second stall.
Have we done this before within the city? As far as reduce the lot size on a corner lot to accommodate?
Well, a number of years ago, we did, yeah. That was actually for a potential, new construction. We reduced the lot down.
But this has been existing this way
This
for
is
years.
existing, yeah.
Right.
I think the important thing to look at is the distance between the two dwellings.
Yeah.
Is still more than adequate,
Yeah.
so, regardless of what we do, we're gonna have something out of compliance. So,
Right.
And, it looks like they put a nice addition on, it was a single stall, added a double stall,
Correct.
Nowadays, everybody's got more than one vehicle and to accommodate, and I wouldn't have a problem with granting it. Because there's still adequate room between the properties.
Is that a motion?
I can make it a motion.
Would you please?
All right. I didn't know what everybody else's thoughts were, so I'll offer the motion to grant.
I'd second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to grant the request as written. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Again, this will go to the city council on Tuesday, August 1st. Anything else from the staff?
I have nothing.
Okay. No other business? Meeting adjourned.